back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. To all returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Because I haven't done discussion videos, I have to learn how to look back at the lens again. So anyways, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. So hey y'all, what's good? What's really good? I hope all of you guys are doing amazing. I hope all of you guys are well. You know, in these times, this has just been the craziest year. So I hope all of you are doing well. And if not, I'm sending all my love and support, positive vibes, sending all the love and hugs your way. So I want to come on here and do a video talking about, you know, I'm in the health industry. So there are a lot of things I've been wanting to talk about health-wise. I just did a video about my first Brazilian wax, which is kind of medical, but beauty as well. But I want to talk to you guys today about why I decided to have a breast reduction, because I have heard different things as of lately and about plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery, things like that. And I feel like you have people who are against it. You have people who are about that life. And I just wanted to come on here and give my experience on why I chose to have a breast reduction, and what it did for me and what I recommended to others, and just my all-around experience on all things boobies. So let's get started. So yeah, so basically I had a breast reduction about, I want to say it was maybe 5 years ago. I originally, when I was pre-baby, I was a nice, healthy 36C cup. And once I had my daughter, I was one of those mothers that wasn't able to get their baby to latch. So the milk just built up in my boobs and they just stayed. I learned later that they can give you pills that can dry up your milk, and being 20 years old, I didn't know. So I just never said anything. You know, my breast leaked milk, you know, for about a week and a half. And after that, it dried up and I just was left with these ginormous jugs. I'm going to post pics prior to the reduction so you can see how big I was. I am now a 36, 38, big C, small D cup. So the whole process, and the reason why I want to talk about this too is because if there's anybody out there who want to get a reduction, I know that for me, I always thought that getting a breast reduction was out of my reach financially. Obviously, it's cosmetic surgery, so you know that's something that typically would not be covered under your medical insurance, which we're gonna get to, because I got some tips and game for you. But I always just thought it was out of my reach. So I went through life pretty much from the age of 18 to like 30 with these boobs. I hated my boobs. They were so big. They were so heavy. They were like these big, ginormous fun bags. I mean, a lot of people like my boobs. I mean, but I could not stand them. They made me so insecure. They made me feel so ugly. Like I used to have I was that person who literally had the straps cutting their skin, because if most know me, like my normal weight size has been between like 180 and maybe like 200, fluctuated off and on throughout the years. So I was always a thick girl, but my breast made me look 10 times bigger than what I was. So, you know, I couldn't go to Victoria's Secret. You know, the bras that I could get were like always the ugly, big granny bras. Oh gosh, it made me so insecure, just super, super insecure. So at my job, I learned, and this is how you learn things. Like, this is what I be telling y'all, like even with my knowledge about houses and home buying stuff, a lot of things I learn as I'm either on the job or from experience. Like I just learn things based on, you know, the opportunity just kind of coming to me, and I take it all in and I learn from it. So I learned about predeterminations. So predeterminations in the medical industry are procedures that doctors want to do that are typically not covered by the medical insurance. So they send in the clinicals and they're reviewed as something called a pre-D or predetermination. That means it's a procedure that's going to get reviewed as medically necessary to perform based on the situation. So it's like a case-by-case situation. So breast reductions can be reviewed by a predetermination based on the medical need. Meaning, if you're a size C and you want to get bigger boobs or you want to, go down to a B cup, that's not going to be covered because ain't nothing wrong with your boobs. You got size C, you good. Whereas someone like me who had, somebody called me out. Somebody called me out talking about I be sniffing on my videos. First of all, let me tell you, I did that video like a year and a half ago. I was still learning how to edit. So I didn't even know how to like edit and take all that. I was still learning. Okay, don't come for me. Don't do me, okay? Because now I be editing it out. Okay, I be doing better. Okay, I can't help it. I'm in Texas and my backyard is a country field. I can't help it. Okay, I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. Okay, I didn't choose this allergy life. It chose me. Okay, sir? You nurse in LA, I'm talking to you. Anyway, don't be doing me. But so I ended up finding out about all this stuff. So I was like, I wonder if I could get me a consult to find out if I can get, me a breast reduction. So I ended up finding a doctor in my network is Dr. Najera, who is actually Dr. Dallas. Dr. Dallas, he's like the top one, most popular plastic surgeon doctor out here, which I didn't even know at that time. I didn't even know he was Dr. Dallas. I just knew that he was Dr. Najera. So I went in there and, I told him, I was like, look, this is the situation. I have had these boobs since I was 18. Like, I was never this size before. Like, my boobs was nice and perky and popping. And once I had a baby, my body just, and it's true, like my body literally just said, like literally, like, some girls have babies and they pop back into shape and they be, cute and they be all fine and stuff. No, that wasn't me. Probably because I like to eat food and I had a food addiction and I had, a overeating disorder at a time in my life. So, it's safe to say that I probably contributed to the weight and as well as stress and hardships in life. And, sometimes, hey, when I'm stressed out, I want to eat a cupcake and pizza, but whatever. That's another conversation for another day. So let's stick to the script. So anyway, so I go see him or whatever, and he's like, okay, so this is how it goes. So you gotta take off your shirt or whatever. You gotta take off your bra, and you're gonna put on a robe. So he gonna come in, he or she, the doctor gonna come in, and they basically make you do this, and they weigh in. They looking at all of your breast, okay? Like we getting personal today, okay? Y'all about to see me touching my boobs and everything. So basically, they have to like lift it. They have to like weigh it because I think the doctor in his mind, he knows how heavy the breast is. Okay, he knows they've seen them. They see them all day long and work on them all day long. So yeah, so he had me raise my hand up. They took pictures, they took a picture, then they took a picture, and then I had to do this, and then they took a picture, and then took a picture. So they had to get it from all angles. And he was like, so well, what kind of problems are you experiencing? I was like, look, I be having rashes under my boobs, like I be getting the cuts, like I lay down, my boobs fall to the side, be going under my armpits, like I can't be breathing sometimes, like I can't run, I can't exercise, like, they always tell you, go try to lose weight. I'm like, I can't lose as much weight as I lost. My boobs are still big, and if anything, they looking bigger because now I'm losing the weight, so my boobs are just big now. So I'm like, at this point, there's nothing else I can do. I hate how I look. I hate how they big, they sag. Like I went through my whole 20s with these breasts, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's nothing I can do, and I'm in pain, I'm in discomfort. I'm uncomfortable all the time. I can't even buy a nice bra. Like and I showed him the rashes. I literally was like, look. Like I showed him the rashes underneath, and he was like, okay, I see him, Like I'm like, the powder ain't helping. Like it sweats all the time. Like I'm itching all the time. Like it's rashes, and it's like, I've been living with this discomfort for over 10 years, and it's just like, I feel hopeless. So when I heard that there could be a possibility I immediately made an appointment. So he was like, okay. He was like, well, this is gonna be a predetermination. He was like, what that is? I said, I already know what that is. Boom, you know, you ain't gotta educate me. This one, no. So he sends it over to my company, and they did a predetermination. And, you know, of course it's all confidential because I was an employee, so they couldn't like tell me what was going on or whatever. But it took about, pre-Ds take typically about 3 weeks to a month. Anytime you wanna have something done as a pre-D, it's gonna take at least 3 weeks to a month. So you gotta give it that time because they have to review everything. They have to look at everything or whatever. So it came back to me like, all right, boom, it's approved. I was like, what? They was like, yeah, all you gotta do is pay your deductible, which my deductible for the year was $3,000. Like, bet, you know, because typically a breast reduction be like, what, 10,000, 12,000? I was like, tax return coming? Bet, say less. So I made the appointment. I knew one of the nurses had told me like, all right, I had one before. This is what you about to experience, A, B, C, D. You know, make you some freezer meals, go shopping, because you're not going to be able to do a lot. You know, you're not going to be able to be as mobile as you normally do. And I'm like, man, whatever. You know, I'm young. You know, ain't nothing going to faze me. Have you noticed I always do that? I always be like, I'm cool. Ain't nothing, whatever. You know, I got this. So I ended up going in March. And March 5 years ago, and went to the doctor. You know, I started getting nervous because that was my first major surgery ever besides giving childbirth. You know, thankfully, I haven't really had too many experiences where I have to go under. So I was like, all right, you know, I was cool up until the point when I got there. I was like, this really fixing to happen. I'm about to get a breast reduction. So I go up in there and I see Dr. Najera, and he was like, hey, you know, are you ready? And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. Like, I'm good. So he goes, so what size do you want to be? And I was like, I want to be a big C and a small D. Like, cause I was a triple D. So that's a lot of boob to be removed. And I was like, he ain't gonna be able to do it. And he was like, okay. He was like, yeah, that might look good on your weight or whatever. And he was like, you know, do you plan on like losing weight? Do you plan on, I was like, yeah, I definitely want to lose like, you know, 20, 25 pounds or whatever. So he was like, all right. So he was like, yeah, that's gonna even you out. So put on the robe. So we go into the operating room, and the anesthesiologist comes in there, and he goes, you know, hi, how you doing? I was like, I'm just letting you know right now, I'm real tough. So I don't feel like your medicine gonna work on me. He was like, what? I was like, I'm just saying. So next thing you know, they put the needle, they prep you, they put the needle in your arm or whatever. So as I'm telling him, I'm looking at Dr. Najera, and he just standing there, and he's just like, yeah, she is kind of a firecracker. So, and the anesthesiologist was like, oh yeah, is she? And I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work on me. You know, I'm just too tough. You know, you might have to use the strongest on me because I probably won't go to sleep right away. And the next thing I knew, Miss Lee, wake up, Miss Lee, it's over. And I was like, what? Like literally, I don't even remember going to sleep. I just remember talking mess like, this not gonna work on me. I'm too strong. I'm too tough. Like, I'm heavy. You know, I'm like 190 pounds. Like, your little medicine ain't gonna work on me. Next thing I know, I woke up. So, when I woke up, I was laying on my back, and you're all bandaged up. Okay, you're all the way bandaged all the way around. So I'm like, I'm like laying back, and then I'm trying to raise up, and I was like, the weirdest thing is, you know, I felt my boobs typically, let me turn to the side. Typically, I felt my boobs like right here. And can you see? Okay. Like right here. And when I woke up, it was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, my boobs are gone. Like they was gone. So like I had my homegirl had to come pick me up. And to this day, I got respect for that girl because no lie, like literally I couldn't even put on my own clothes because I was so sedated and I was just like dizzy. And you know, she had to help me put on my underwear. She had to get me fully dressed. I love you, Teresa. Let's do lunch soon if you see this. She hit me up on Snap for my birthday. But like literally she helped get me dressed and everything, and I will always be grateful for her for that because she helped me at a time where I could not help myself. Like, I literally could not help myself. And, you know, at the time when Charles was my boyfriend, he couldn't take off work, so he couldn't come get me. So I had to have my friend come. And I was just so grateful to her for that. Yeah. So that happened. So anyway, she drives me home. I get into bed. They give you some, when I tell you they gave me some strong medicine, I don't know if they gave me Vicodin. I don't know what they gave me, but when I tell you them pain pills, like, it's scary because I can, Diesel, stop. It's scary because I now understand how people can get addicted to pain pills because they just want to just feel that, because that's how you feel. That's really how you feel. And I made sure I took my pills. I made sure I took the antibiotics. So like about 2 days later, because you couldn't shower for like maybe the first couple of days because you don't want to get the bandages wet or whatever. So the first time that I took off the bandages, I looked down and I was horrified. When I tell you horrified, literally he took off my areola and reshaped a new areola. My former nipple was now a smaller nipple. Like, he literally reconstructed my nipples. And I didn't know all this. I just thought they just kind of, you know, because you think breast implants and breast reductions are two opposite things. Do not compare the two. They are not to be compared. A lot of girls who get breast implants, they pop right back and go to work in like a week. When I tell you that this was a very hard healing process for me, it took me maybe about 7 to 8 weeks to heal fully. So anyway, so I took off the bandages and I'm looking down. So there's stitching from here all the way up to here, literally. And then I had stitches around my nipple, my areola, because he had to stitch everything back on. And I was like it looked crazy. It just looked crazy to see my body like that. And then it was like bruised and it was like swollen, you know, because it's a shock. Your body is trying to understand what happened. So for that, the next few weeks, you know what I'm saying? It just, I mean, literally, I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this. Don't dare do this. It was very hard. It was a very hard healing process. I'm gonna say that my body maybe was under a lot of stress, so that probably made it, you know, worse or whatever. I remember, so he told me, he was like, there may be a possibility that you lose sensation in your nipples. And I was like, I don't care because they're sensitive anyway, you know, take them away, please. Take it away. So I took a shower, and when I tell you that the shower hit, because he was like, you have to make sure like clean water is hitting it to like, you know, cleanse them or whatever after maybe about a week or two. And when I did it, when I tell you that those nipples, these nipples were so sensitive, I damn near had a O off of that water hitting my nipples. I ain't never felt no stuff like that. Like literally I was like I didn't understand what was happening. So I told him that, I was like, yo, like, what did you do to my nipples? And he was like, he was like, the sensation, you know, is trying to understand, your body's trying to reform itself. So it could be a case of where you can lose all sensation, or it can go the opposite direction and then you can get complete and utter high sensation, which is what I got. So I was like, oh my God, like, so then I started wanting to take showers all the time, like, yo, let me go, you know, what's up, you know? But after a while, after about 8 weeks, they got back normal. And so I have full sensation, you know, not like that anymore, but that was what a time. But they're normal now. Like they feel the way they did prior, you know, to getting the reduction or whatever. But I ended up paying the $3,000 for my deductible. It was covered. Everything else was covered. It was very worth it to me. I think in terms of the pain, you have to be mindful that it might be very painful because your body is trying to remold and reconstruct itself. It's trying to regrow tissue because, so I asked, I said, how much weight, how much boob did you remove? How much tissue did you take? He said, I took 1 pound off each of your breast. So I was walking around with 2 additional pounds of boob on my chest. And like literally even now, I walk sometimes, I kind of hunch over because I had this habit of doing that because I didn't want my boobs to be like, you know? So I have to kind of remind myself at times like, okay, that's not the situation anymore. But even going like this, you know, it brought my posture down because the heaviness of them, along with me not wanting to poke them, it kind of like made my posture kind of like this. Like you can see how it's kind of humped. So I have to kind of remind myself to push my shoulders back like this. So once the healing happened, once everything was back good, I still have the stitchings. I still have the stitch marks, literally, that goes from here to here. I'll take a picture and post it. I can't just take off my clothes and just do that. I'll take a picture and add that in. If y'all want to see. But yes, I still have stitch marks from the like literally it's like a W. So it's like, so I still have the stitch marks. There's a piece of fat that hangs out on each side right here. And when I was like, well, what is that? And he was like, well, that's not your breast. That's just the fat from the side of your back based on the breast being there. So if you want to rid that, you'd have to get liposuction. I ain't paying for all that. I'm cool. Just whoever see it gonna have to just deal with that little pinches of fat. So that's what's there. But would I recommend it? Absolutely. I just say do your research. Make sure you have a great doctor, because one thing about Dr. Najera, he held my hand. I literally would be in there, oh my God, why my nipples feel like this? Look at my nipples, oh my God. Like, and he was so patient. He was so kind and patient and took the time to answer all my questions. Because, you know, I went on the website for him because I want lip fillers, okay? Literally, I am like pro plastic surgery. I don't care. I'm from LA. I was born and raised in LA. Hey, I am with it, okay? If you got the money to look good, do you. Like, do you. If you have the money to fix what you don't like, do you. So I want lip fillers. Because I feel like my lips, you know, I got Alex's lips, you know, but my dad. But the funny thing is, like, everything that I ever wanted, I wished in my child, and she has everything that I ever wanted. She has full lips, the big hair, she has all of that, and she has the mole right here. I'm like, you're my manifestation in real life. You're freaking perfect. But so I wanted full lips, so I went on there to see how much it would be. I think it's like $1,500 a year or something. So I was like, maybe I'll go see good old Dr. Najera again. But anyway, so I was reading the comments, and he had some kind of good comments, positive, but he had some real negative ones too. And I was like, dang, like, you just, like, if I was a new person hearing or reading these comments, I'd be like, oh, heck no. So I was like, you know, let me go and tell my experience, tell my story. You know, I had a great experience. I think the healing portion of it was rough. That's not his fault. That was my body, you know, going through the motions. But I think that it was a great, would I do it again? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would have it again and again and again. Like, now I am like a small C. I'm more of a C in my opinion than I am a D, but I'd get D bras anyway, just to have that extra room. But I definitely say it was worth it. I can buy any bras, like my shoulders don't hurt, like I can work out. Cause even when I used to like work out, like they would do this. They would like hit me in my face type of stuff. Like, it was just like, literally I would wear a sports bra and it would be like sitting up here. And I don't know if y'all know the chick Samaya Reese that used to be on Love and Hip Hop. Samaya, that was kind of when she was going through her weight loss transition, and I think she had got I know she had got a breast reduction, and I asked her about it, and she was so nice. Like, she was like, yeah, if you get it, you know, you'll feel better, your back will feel better. Like, you know, it's a process, it's a physical pain process, but it'll be worth it. And so when I did it, I commented onto one of her things and I was like, hey, I got the breast reduction. And she was like, do you feel better? I was like, I feel so amazing. So I was like thankful to her for even like telling me that, because I didn't know anybody that I ever knew that had a breast reduction. So the funny thing is, once I got my breast reduction, everybody started asking me questions about it. Like 3 people I know got breast reductions after me, because I guess they was like, well, if she went through it, you know, I know I'll be okay. Because my other homegirl, she had one and bounced back in like 2 weeks. And I was like, what kind of rubber band crap you got going on? Because I was over here, I was out of it for like about 6 to 8 weeks, no lie. So even then, I remember I went back to work and I was sitting at my desk like I was just in pain. And I literally, in my mind, like that's just the mentality that I have. Like I don't know how to like sit and rest. So I will like push and force myself. And it was physically causing me pain, but I was just trying to work through the pain. Like that's how bad it was. But I ended up taking off like 6 weeks. So first I took off like 2.5 weeks. And then I ended up taking off like 6 weeks total. So it varies for each person. But if you are looking to get it done, I recommend you look and try to get the best doctor possible. Think about how does your body heal whenever you have something done. Go get your consult. Like when I tell you that it was very worth it, I have no regrets. I'm trying to go on a topless beach somewhere. And I told my husband that. He was like, what, you got your stitch marks? I was like, I don't care. Like, I paid for this. They about to see these tatas. They gonna see this. They gonna see all this. I do not care. I will flash somebody in a heartbeat. I do not care. So, but it was he just be like, but it was really worth it. I recommend getting it. If you have any questions, just, you know how to get at me, you know how to contact me. But I just want to come here. This is one of my medical experiences. Another one that I'm talking about, another one I'm giving y'all. So please like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. I shall talk to you guys on the next video. Mwah.